Hello, everybody. This is Kim Danke. How are y'all doing? I'm glad that you're on here. If you don't mind, if you will tell me where you're from and if you are new or here for a refresh, that would be awesome. That would be absolutely awesome. Let's see who I have on here. Jill and Judy and Kimberly and Wanda. Hello. I'm going to try to get this going on Facebook too, which it should be. We'll give it just a second. Okay, Kimberly, first timer, hello. Well, I'm glad you're here. And Judy Dalton, first time. Okay, so let me ask y'all this question. Did you watch last night's webinar? Did you watch last night's webinar? Okay. All right, now I should be able to see people on Facebook and here in the Zoom room. Okay. Yes, I saw Jill on here last night. All right, Kimberly. Yes, thank you. Go back and watch last night's webinar, please. And the reason I say that is because tonight's webinar builds on last night's webinar. But you can get tonight's webinar even if you didn't watch the other one first, but you don't want to not watch last night, okay? It's really important. And all right, and Galaxy A10E is here for a refresh, and she watched last night. Awesome. Thank you, Deborah. Hello, Christine. And we got Christy Cox back here tonight. Way to go, Christy. Awesome. And way to go, Jill, because she was on here from last night too. Awesome. Well, I'm glad y'all are here. That is fantastic. That is fantastic. Well, I'm going to be sharing my screen with you guys here tonight. See if I can get that. And if you're watching on Facebook, please feel free to say hello. Y'all can ask questions. I kind of get rolling and start talking. And if you have a question, go ahead and ask it, and then I'll revisit it if I don't catch it right there at that moment. But I don't want you to not ask it because sometimes you forget when you don't know. Ashley, we're so glad to be here. Ashley, thank you for that awesome review that you just gave Shibboleth on Facebook. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. I loved hearing your testimony through that review, and we're just real excited for you. So that is awesome, awesome, awesome. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Well, before I share my screen, I'm going to do this. I just posted in the Silver Level group because it's been 1 year since I found Shibboleth, 1 year. And I found Shibboleth because a friend was posting on Facebook about it. So y'all keep posting on Facebook. This might be the thing that your friends are looking for, and you're going to help them out by making those posts. They might not need it right then, but then they might need it later and go back to your page, because that's exactly what I did. My friend had been posting about something, but I wasn't ready to pay attention to it. But when I got ready, I went back to her Facebook page, scrolled through her posts until I found what it was that she was talking about, and then I called her and I said, hey, tell me about what you're doing. And she did, and I liked it. So I signed up on a Saturday, and I immediately went on those 2 trips during spring break that I wrote about. And I came back on April 10th of last year. I started the program, and I only wanted to lose 35.5 pounds. I wanted to get to 150 because, you know, in my adult life, I hadn't been 150 for very long, if I'd even gotten to 150. So to me, losing 35.5 pounds to get to 150, guess what? It was going to be hard, hard, hard. I thought it was going to be hard. So I just set my goal at 150. 35.5 pounds went like that in 3 months. In 3 months, boom, 35.5 pounds gone, okay? And then I went into our maintenance program. I lost 15 more pounds in maintenance. So the Lord blessed me with a 50-pound weight loss. I wasn't expecting it, and I'm just thankful that He is such a generous Lord and gave me way more than I was expecting. And guess what? It wasn't hard either. It was not hard. So we're going to go over tonight some different things that you can eat. Hey, Vicki Davis, I see that. I see you on here. Is that you? Yeah, Vicki. Hey, Vicki. And when you're chatting in the chat room on Zoom, please set your chat to all panelists and attendees. Now, if you want to respond to just one person specifically, you can set it to that. But just if you're asking a question in general, ask to all panelists and attendees, because that way everybody can see your question, okay? And hello, Alicia Adams on Facebook. Hey there. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen with you. And do you see the fast track? Do y'all see the fast track? Well, I tell you what, something is going on and I am not able to see my chat for some reason while I am also, there it is, I found my chat, don't worry about it. Okay, wait, where's my chat? There we go, okay. You know how things change in a program sometimes? Okay, y'all can see it, excellent. Thank you for being so responsive, thank you. And hey, Lavelle, my friend Lavelle on Facebook. Okay, so we are going to go over just some simple food combining. What we're going to talk about tonight is we're going to talk about what foods, some examples of foods that come in the different categories, what could go together, and then I'm going to reiterate the things that you don't want to put together, and then I'm going to reiterate the things that you have to pair with something, okay? Because there are certain ones that you have to pair with something. So this, you're going to get, if you're on Zoom, actually, if you're in the new member fast track or if you're in the second chance group in Facebook, you're going to get this right here. This screen that I'm going through, this website, you will get this, okay? So don't worry about that. But if you feel like taking notes, please do, because you can easily come out with some meals tonight, with some meals. So what I'm going to do is every time I come to a new category, I am going to read the items that are listed in that category, because to me, it's very, very important that you start to learn which foods are in which categories. That's going to be important to know. But you know, we are creatures of habit. So after we learn the foods that we do on a regular basis, then we know it, right? Okay, so lean protein is category 1. Let's look at this. It says that we can have 2 to 8 ounces, 2 to 8 ounces of that. And some examples of that are egg whites, fish, chicken breast, turkey breast, pork tenderloin, boar's head turkey, boar's head chicken breast, boar's head London broil, low-fat cottage cheese, fat-free cottage cheese, Greek plain yogurt, Hebrew National 97% lean beef frank, and 96% lean ground meat, So all of those things can be used as a lean protein. Lean protein, just as the name states, is a protein and it's lean. Hardly anybody ever stores fat after eating lean proteins, okay? So lean proteins are good. You can eat a lean protein by itself, and this is exactly what this row is teaching us. And that's one of the things that I went over last night too in the program overview. This plus with a flame behind it means it's excellent for fat burning, So we're going to go over what some approved cooking oils would be. 100% MCT oil, coconut oil, ghee butter, hemp oil, and 0-calorie cooking spray. All of those cooking oils can be used. Now, our number 1 recommended is the MCT oil, 100% MCT oil. I personally buy the Zero Drag MCT oil that comes from the Shibboleth store. That's what I like. I like it the best. It has been maximized for cooking. And I know that because Travis and the team have told us that it's been maximized for cooking. And this is what we do with MCT oil. We cook with it. We don't want you to add it as a supplement, and we don't want you to we don't want you to take it as a supplement, and we also don't want you to add it to coffee or add it to shakes or anything like that. You are just using MCT oil for the purpose of cooking, or if a recipe calls for a liquid oil, then you can use MCT oil for that, okay? So, but you don't want to use it for anything else but cooking. But I like the MCT oil that Shibboleth sells because it has 100 calories per tablespoon, where a lot of the other 100% MCT oils has 130 calories per tablespoon. And it might sound like it's not that much, and in the beginning, it might not be that much, but when you get down to the nitty gritty, calories are going to count. In the beginning, you don't really need to be as focused on that, but when you get down to those last 10 pounds, you've got to pay attention to that. Some people do, actually some people don't, but it is something I want to throw out there because see, every single person is different. Every person is different. But the MCT oil is going to be the thing that makes this be a flame, that makes it be excellent for fat burning, especially in our combination chart. When you look at the combination chart, in the red column, you'll notice that each one of those combinations has MCT oil. But when you're looking at the yellow combination, it doesn't have the MCT oil. And Christy asked a great question last night, why is MCT oil necessarily better than zero-calorie cooking spray? Because zero-calorie cooking spray is 0 calorie. Well, MCT oil is thermogenic, so it heats up a little bit in the body, and so thermogenic things help burn a few extra calories, okay? Plus, it gives you a little bit of energy too, which is a nice little perk of MCT oil. But like I said, we are in weight loss, and that's what we are focused on. So if you buy a bottle of MCT oil, my mother-in-law asked me just last week, my MCT oil bottle says that I should take 2 tablespoons a day. I said, no way. One, they're trying to sell more MCT oil. 2, this could, who knows, that company who made that, they may be into sports nutrition. They may be making that and trying to sell it most often to people who are in like Mr. Olympia competitions, things like that. But we here in Shibboleth, for weight loss purposes, we use MCT oil for the purpose of cooking. Yes, there are other ways and reasons to use MCT oil, but that's not how we use it. So we're going to use it for the purpose of cooking. So you can cook your chicken or any of these things in the proper oil, and you don't even have to use MCT oil, but I do think it's best. Coconut oil, by the way, is 60% MCTs. Ghee butter, G-H-E-E, is a clarified butter. Once that butter has been clarified, there are more MCTs in it, so that's why it works. Hemp oil, I don't really know much about hemp oil, but if you've got some, it'll work. But this, I want to say something about this. This ghee butter, G-H-E-E, is not to be confused with G butter, which is a meal replacement or snack item that we sell in the Shibboleth store, okay? Sometimes people get that confused, and I think I even did in the beginning. Okay, now let's look at condiments. Last night, we didn't talk about condiments. Hey, Charlene on Zoom. Hey there. Let's see. And Lynn Eldon and Sherry Ditto and Karen are now on Facebook. Awesome. Thank you for joining me. Okay, so condiments. We did not talk about condiments last night in our program overview. I always save that for tonight, okay? Condiments are one of those things that you can have with every single meal if you would like to. I'm going to tell you the condiment rule, how many you can have, and then I'm going to give you a warning, okay? Condiments are those things that just are going to make your meal taste great, all right? So the best condiment is a 0-calorie condiment. So you've got 0-calorie condiments, you've got 15-calorie or less spices and seasonings, salt and pepper, 15-calorie or less coffee creamers, salsa, salsa, reduced sugar ketchup, mustard, hot sauce, Kraft fat-free mayo, and let me just tell you, that is a teeny tiny little list. If you go into the food library and click on condiments, there's going to be a ton of condiments there, okay? But I also want you to know how to choose a condiment in the grocery store if you don't see it in the list. So in the very beginning, I'd go, can I use this barbecue sauce? Can I use this pizza sauce? And I'm standing in the grocery store and I got my app out and I look up that pizza sauce, but I can't find it. It's not in there. This is what you're gonna do if that happens to you. You are gonna look at the nutrition label. You are looking for 2 things. One, you are looking for the amount of sugar per serving, and you're looking for the amount of fat per serving. So you're looking for condiments that have 5 grams of sugar or less per serving and 2 grams of fat or less per serving. If something that you want to use has 5 grams of sugar or less and 2 grams of fat or less per serving, then you can use it as a condiment as long as you are not using more than 50 calories of it, okay? That is what the 5, 2, and few rule is, okay? Now, if you're thinking, I'm not going to be able to remember that when I get into the grocery store, the word sugar has 5 letters, okay? So just remember it that way. The sugars you're looking for need to have 5 grams or less, and fat needs to have 2 grams or less. And then when you're at home making that meal, then you just don't want to use more than 50 calories worth of condiments in a meal, and you're all good, okay? You can use more than one condiment on a meal. Let's say that you want to have a 96% lean ground hamburger patty, and you want some ketchup and you want some cheese. So if you use a slice of cheese that's, let's say, 30 calories, you've got 20 calories left worth of the proper ketchup, okay? And you can have both as long as you're not going more than 50 calories. So that is the 5, 2, and few rule for the condiments. Hey, Mary Ann, how are you? Alicia is asking, which of these condiments besides salt and pepper do not have sugar? I don't know. You'd have to look them up and see on the combination, I mean, on each nutrition label. I don't really know which ones don't have any sugar, because we can have 5 grams of sugar or less. So I don't know that don't have any sugar. Okay, so you can put some lean protein cooked up in the right oil with the right condiment, and you have an excellent fat burning meal, okay? Now, think about condiments though. I did say that you could have 50 calories worth of condiments per meal if you wanted it. But what I want you to do is I want you to learn to be choosy with your condiments. And here's why. If you do 50 calories of condiments at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, that's 150 calories. If you multiply that times 21 meals in a week, that's 1,050 calories coming from condiments. The reason I go over this very specifically is that in 1 pound of fat, there is 3,500 calories. So in order to burn a pound of fat, we've got to be in a calorie deficit of 3,500 calories. Well, you can see how if we are adding 1,050 worth of calories every single week, it's slowing down our weight loss. So basically what I learned is this. I try to use the 0-calorie condiments. A lot of Walden Farms stuff is 0 calorie, salt and pepper, things like that. But I also, let's say that my previous life, I was used to slapping a piece of cheese on everything. Well, sometimes I'd slap a piece of cheese on something and I couldn't even taste the cheese. So figure that out. And if the cheese is making the meal, then have the condiment. If the cheese is something that you can't even taste, then don't have the condiment because it's just adding calories and no real purpose. So give me some hearts or thumbs up on Facebook and in Zoom. Tell me if y'all think, if you agree with that, if you know what I mean. Coffee creamer, Ashley. Okay, so I am not a coffee drinker, but anybody that's on here in Zoom, because Ashley is in Zoom, that drinks coffee, if y'all can tell her what you do, that would be great. But this is what I do, excuse me. This is what I have heard, and I think I would do if I drank coffee and I liked flavors. I would get myself some Premier protein shakes, those ready-to-drink protein shakes, the Premier ones. The reason I say the Premier ones is because they have the lowest calories, I think. Okay, I was suggesting one in the beginning, but it had higher calories than the Premier one. So if you buy the Premier protein shakes, they're flavored, okay? And if you pour a little bit in there and then you put the lid back on it and put it back in your fridge, you're using it just like a flavored coffee creamer, but you're using the right amount, you're getting the flavor, and you're getting some extra protein in your coffee. So yay, you could do that. Yeah, Jill says that's a good idea. She's going to try that. Vicki says that she likes the caramel protein, Premier protein shake in her coffee sometimes. So she's saying that same thing. And there you go, Ashley. So hopefully that'll work. Okay, give that a try. Give that a try. And hey, Emily on Facebook. Okay, so that right there is something that you can do. And I went over the oils pretty heartily just then, and I went over the condiments pretty heartily just then. So I'm not going to do that again as we move through this website. Oh, and Mary Ann says that she enjoys nutmeg spice in her coffee, Ashley. Thank y'all for these ideas. Thank you. Kimberly is asking, is half and half ever allowed for coffee on a holiday? That would be a holiday, Kimberly. Yeah. Now you could put a little bit of the fat-free Fairlife milk, or you could do the Kroger Carb Master in there if you wanted to, but half and half would definitely be a holiday. Okay, so we're going to scroll down just a little bit more. And what this is showing you, this next row right here is showing you that you can eat shellfish by itself. So let's go over this shellfish. Category 7 is shellfish. Now remember, category 7 and category 1 are exactly the same thing. They are both a lean protein. So crab, lobster, shrimp, scallops, oysters, mussels, clams. Now that's just a small list. We don't want to overwhelm you with all the things that are on Planet Shibboleth. Do you know that there is nothing that you can't eat on Planet Shibboleth? Absolutely nothing. You want that Freddy's fast food restaurant? You can have it on a holiday. It all just depends on what day that you eat it on, okay? The other days, you got great food, and there's so much in the perfect days too that we don't want to overwhelm you, so we just have short lists of stuff, just to kind of give you an idea of what's in that list. You can cook all of that up in the right oil. A lot of people will take shrimp and use this ghee butter to make like a shrimp scampi and give you that butter flavor in there, and then doctor it up with the right condiment, and you have an excellent fat burning meal. Excellent. So let's scroll down a little bit more here, and we've already gone over these lean proteins, the fats, and the condiments. So the new item right here is this, hemp products, okay? I have fallen in love with hemp products. I didn't even know what a hemp product was before Shibboleth. Shibboleth has opened my world to so many different things that I didn't know about, and I'm so thankful to that. Let's see on Facebook. Hey, Bo and Mary Pruitt. Hey, Mary and Austin. Hey there. Glad you're joining us on Facebook. So hemp hearts you can use, hemp flakes you can use, very sweet hemp flakes, hemp protein powder, and hemp oil. Now, obviously, some of these things are not necessarily used just on a lean protein, okay? Like hemp protein powder, you might want to put that. I don't know how you use that. Honestly, I don't even know how you use that. So that's not something I've gotten into. But hemp hearts are a category 6. They're a category 6. Hemp flakes are a category 1 and 2. So, but you can put hemp products with a lean protein easily and cook that up in the right oil with the right condiments, and you have an excellent fat burning meal. One of the things that I have learned is that I just use about 3 tablespoons of these sweet hemp flakes with my meal. I just put them in a little ramekin, because my little silver ramekin is about 3 tablespoons. You know how you figure these things out and then you just do them? I just have that as a side item, and it's really, really great. So you can use hemp products with your category 1 and have an excellent fat burning meal. Hey, Jody on Facebook. Okay, then this next row right here is really just showing you you can do the same thing with shellfish. You can take one of these shellfish items, one of these hemp items, cook it up in the right oil, throw some condiments on there, you have an excellent fat burning meal. Okay, as we scroll up a little bit more, I'm going to read this category right here, because this is a new category for us tonight. Okay, awesome. Christine says that she uses her hemp powder in her scrambled eggs. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for that idea, because I have not done that. Oh, Christy Cox is asking, why use hemp? She's never heard of it before. Okay, so me either. I hadn't heard of hemp before either. Now, I'm going to read you something just because I happen to have it right here on a piece of paper. Throughout all of human history, we built our body tissues first with the 18 amino acids, the real protein that was found in our mother's milk. And then later on with the same 18 amino acids found in fish and eggs and dairy and meat and all of that kind of stuff. But a lot of those, over the course of time, some proteins have become more starchy and more sugary, you know, that kind of thing. So hemp is a high quality protein, high quality. So reason you want to use hemp is it provides all of the 18 amino acids that you got basically from your mother's milk. And this is excellent for tissue. It's excellent for our tissue elasticity, okay? So let's see, it helps with tissue elasticity. Let me get this, where did I go? Okay, yeah. And so basically it's saying that this imperfect, starchier, sugary proteins, they make us lose skin elasticity, and they eventually develop hardened arteries with high blood pressure, poor circulation, cardiovascular disease, and diabetes. But here's the thing, if you choose to use hemp, it's just gonna not do all of those things and help reverse those things if they are happening inside your body. The other reason you want to do hemp, and one of my absolute favorite reasons to use hemp, is it's very good for your gut health. So hemp products lubricate our gut tubes, and this is a Canadian writing this, okay, so he calls them gut tubes, but basically our intestines, and it helps guarantee a perfect clean out, which is really, really nice, okay? So these hemp products do not completely digest in the stomach, and some of them release oils in the gut tubes, and most disease, including cancer, begins with colonies of microorganisms stuck on the walls and in the bulges of our gut tubes. So, and also protein flakes are great for our hair, our veins, our arteries, our joints, and other body tissues. And because a lot of diets in general, we'll just call it the SAD diet, the standard American diet, includes too much bread, potatoes, pastas, rice, and sugars. So if you overcome that with this almost the world's perfect food in hemp, it's very, very healthy. So that's why, Christy. Christy, you know me, I'm going to give a lesson, right? This educator always goes into giving the full lesson. Okay, and Christine is saying that she, for her coffee, for flavoring, to use sugar-free flavors, and she gets the Skinny Girl caramel sugar-free at Tuesday morning. Thank you, Christine. I appreciate those ideas, and I know everybody else does too. Thank you. Okay, let's have a look at category 2, fibrous carbs. You can have a half a cup to a cup of these. You still want to use the 2-hand rule. So those of you that need to go back and watch last night's video, portion control is part of what we do. Portion control is very easy in our world. We eat off of a smaller plate, a 6 to 8 inch plate, using the 2-hand rule. We carry our measuring tools everywhere we go, okay? We put our hands as close together as possible, and you see how I folded my thumbs in right there? You put your hands together and then you place it down over your food. If you can't see your food sticking out all around your hands, then you have portion controlled. You are good. You are good. But if it's sticking all out and everything, it looks like you need to put some in a container for the next meal, okay? So that's how we portion control. And you don't want it to be any thicker than the thickest part of your hand. So you're gonna portion control. So in this row right here, this combination, your category 1 is probably going to be right here. Let's say your chicken breast is going to be right here. And then your category 2, your fibrous carb, would be under here. And you put your hands down over it. And if you can't see your food, then you're good. But let's read some of these. Broccoli, asparagus, squash, okra, griefy. That is green and leafy together. Green leafy vegetables, spinach, cabbage, cucumbers, bell peppers, hot peppers, cauliflower, kraut, and dill pickles. I hope that as you are listening that you're hearing some things that you like, and you're starting to think through things maybe that you haven't eaten in a while, but they're coming back to your mind. Hey, Lisa Mack on Facebook. Okay, so what this is saying is that you can put a lean protein and a fibrous carb together. So that's a category 1 and 2. Cook it in your MCT oil and put the right condiments on there, and you have an excellent fat burning meal. In fact, category 1 plus 2 plus MCT, or category 7 plus 2 plus MCT is your fastest fat burning meals. That was a lot of numbers. So let me just repeat it like this. If you put a lean protein or shellfish with a fibrous carb and you cook it up in MCT oil, that is your fastest fat burning meal, your fastest. And so I hope that you see some things from this column, category 1, that you'd like to put together with category 2, because do you know it's as simple as saying, you know what, I'm going to have some fish tonight. I'm going to make it with some broccoli. I'm going to have some chicken breast tonight, and I'm going to make some squash with that. I'm going to have some turkey breast tonight, and I'm going to put some cauliflower with it. It's that simple. Okay, we're going to scroll down. And what this combination is saying is that you can put shellfish with your fibrous carb, cook it up in the right oil, throw some condiments on, and you have an excellent fat burning meal. So I'm not going to belabor that point because I just did that. So now we're going to move down to category 6, superfood. You can eat category 6 superfood by itself. So some of those things are pintos, black beans, red beans, soybeans, peanut butter, and all of your nuts and seeds are found there. Avocados are found there as well. So your darker colored beans are there, but most of your lighter colored beans are a category 3 energy carb. So that's the kind of thing that you need to start figuring out. And this is why I tell everybody, write down all the foods that you eat on a regular basis. Go into the food library and start looking up what their category is. And then you'll start knowing, oh, that is a category 3. And I'll tell you how to eat a category 3 in just a second. And then when you know it's a category 3, you know you have to eat it in a certain way. And so it's the act of doing all these things that helps you continue to fill in your framework of knowledge, okay? And that's all you're trying to do. You're learning something brand new. You really do have to forget everything you thought you knew about nutrition, because this baby works. And believe me, I have studied a lot about nutrition in my life and was just getting bigger. All right, so category 6 superfood, throw on some condiments, and you have a great fat burning meal. I'm not going to say excellent fat burning meal because it's not quite as good as these, but believe me, it's still good. Okay, so let's scroll down a little bit further. And what this combination is showing you is that you could put a category 6 with a category 2, throw on some condiments, and you have an excellent fat burning meal. A lot of times Travis likes to call this your greens and beans. So you can do your greens and beans. But however you want to do that, you can put a category 6 and a category 2 together, no problem. And there are other combinations than what we're going over tonight. These are just simple combinations to get you started. If you want more advanced combinations, you can look at the combination chart. But in your first week, I don't recommend that. I just recommend sticking with simple. And if you're refreshing, stick with simple. It's the best way to do it. Okay, so let's scroll down here. Category 4, protein plus fat. Protein plus fat. So I said it, I said fat. Guess what? Fat, the right kind of fat, is not bad for us. The unhealthy fat that gets stored in our body, or the unhealthy man-made fat, that's the fat that's bad for us. But a God-made fat is not bad for us. Now, we don't want to overeat those fats, and we want to eat them in the right combination, but it is not a bad word, okay? So let's look at this. Category 4, protein plus fat. If you'll notice, this says 2 to 6 ounces. Remember, on our lean protein and our shellfish, it said 2 to 8 ounces. Here's why. 1 gram of protein has 4 calories in it. 1 gram of fat has 9. Therefore, we have to eat just a little bit less of the protein plus fat. There you go. Makes sense, right? So let's look at some of the things that come in the category 4. Whole eggs are there. Where your egg whites are your lean proteins, your whole eggs are your category 4. All cuts of steak, pork ribs, beef ribs, turkey spam, pulled pork, beef brisket, 93% lean up to 95.9% lean ground meat. Turkey kielbasa, as long as 50% of the calories or more are not from fat. So that is those are just some simple, easy category 4s that you can find all over the place. You can eat a category 4 by itself if you want to. You can. And I always say, though, in a pinch, because it's optimal to put it with a category 2. So we've already read over these category 2s. But what this is saying is you can pick something from here and something from here, throw on your condiments, and you've got a great fat burning meal. A great fat burning meal. Okay. And Now, what we're going to do right now is I'm going to take the time to reiterate what you don't eat a category 4 with. See, I don't have any of those combinations here because you don't put them together, but I do want you to know what you don't eat a category 4 with. You do not eat a category 4 with a category 3, which are energy carbs, category 5, which is fruit, and category 6, which is your superfoods. Now I'm going to explain why. The category 3s and 5s, I'm going to talk about them mostly. The categories 3s and 5s, they bring more of an insulin release. They bring an insulin release, okay? Insulin is a hormone. It is a growth hormone. And what this specific growth hormone is focused on is fat storage. This is why we call insulin the fat bus. And we're not trying to be funny when we say that. The fat bus is what the fat bus does. It goes around and picks up fat. All right, so let's just think. We have bought a steak. We've eaten that steak. There are fat lipids roaming around in our body because we ate a protein plus fat. Guess what? That's no big deal. The protein is a good protein. The fat actually is a good fat that our body can use for certain functions. So I wouldn't let that bother me, okay? Where the problem comes in is when somebody orders it with French fries or you make it with a baked potato, you know, those kind of things. So if you eat a category 4 protein plus fat with an energy carb, which is your category 3, or fruit or superfoods, then a little bit more of an insulin release is going to happen, and you're going to have the fat bus come out. The fat bus goes around in your body and literally picks up fat. That's its job. And it takes that fat to the storage facility. Where's the storage facility? Those of you that are watching, where's the storage facility? Hey, Jason and Bonnie and Kathy on Facebook. The storage facility, most of the time people have told me butt and gut, okay? That's the storage facility. But you can store it anywhere. I had some stored here and all over the place. So we just don't want our body to store that fat. So if you want to eat some steak or if you want to eat some whole eggs, all you need to know now is I'm just not going to have that with a category 3 or a category 5 or a category 6. So let's say you're at a restaurant and you want to order a steak. Just don't order it with potato anymore, unless you want it to be a holiday. And if that's what you want, then it's just a holiday. So you can have it, anything that you want on Planet Shibboleth. You just need to choose what kind of day it is, okay? So but when you go to a restaurant, instead of ordering that potato, order your broccoli or your a side salad or broccoli or their vegetable medley. You order that instead of the potato, all right? I hope that makes sense. I hope that helps a lot. And let's talk about fruit real quick, because fruit is one of those things that in weight loss, you have to treat fruit just a little bit differently than you do once you get to maintenance. You get to maintenance once you've reached your goal weight, and once you have gotten to your goal weight, if you would like to have a serving of fruit as a snack by itself, you can. But in weight loss, you have to eat fruit combined. And we're going to go over that in just a second. Okay, so let's scroll down a little bit more here. Okay, so now we've been talking about some energy carbs. We're going to go over some of those. So we're going to read this category right here. It says 1/4 cup up to 1/2 cup. I recommend 1/4 cup in weight loss. And then once you get into maintenance, if you want to try and see if a 1/2 cup works for you, feel free to do that. But in maintenance, in weight loss, I would just stick with 1/4 cup. Okay, so let's read over these. White potato, sweet potato, oatmeal, your steel cut oats, weight control oatmeal, which I think that weight control oatmeal had its name changed to fiber and protein oatmeal. Long grain brown rice, quinoa, lima beans, all your peas are here. Tomato, onions, carrots. These are cooked carrots, okay? Raw carrots are actually a freebie. Whole wheat pasta and whole grain pasta. And honestly, there's so many better choices than whole wheat or whole grain pasta that I would choose one of the better pasta choices. Okay, but let's talk about this. This category 3, I always reverse engineer these things, okay? I always go with the things that must be combined properly to not bring the fat bus. And this is one of those things that must be combined properly. So in my mind, let's just say I want some lima beans. I'm a lima bean girl. I'm a good old Alabama girl. I've eaten lima beans all my life. I love lima beans. So we're going to have some lima beans, and I'm going to choose to eat 1/4 of a cup of lima beans. So in my portion control, maybe that 1/4 cup fits right in there, okay? If I want to eat those lima beans, I must eat them with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. That's a must and an and. It must be properly combined. So if you're going to have some lima beans, you've got to have something from this category and this category. Let me tell you why. Because those lima beans that I'm going to eat, they are going to bring a little bit of an insulin release. It's scientific. It's just going to happen, okay? So we're eating those lima beans. But think about this. We didn't overeat the lima beans, did we? So it doesn't have massive doses of insulin as if we were overeating something. We're eating a reasonable amount. So yes, an insulin release is going to come, but not so much that it is going to be hard for us to recover from. But we're also choosing to pair it with a lean protein and a fibrous carb because now we know the secret of food combinations. So you're going to allow the protein in the lean protein and the fiber in the fibrous carb to neutralize the insulin release that's coming from the energy carb. Isn't that amazing? I mean, I get so excited about just knowing this scientific stuff. I love it. I love it. So this right here is a great fat burning meal. So you can eat a category 3 as long as you pair it with a category 1 and 2. If you eat that category 3 by itself, it's a holiday. You just call it what it is. In weight loss, you get up to 6 in a calendar month, okay? And in maintenance, you get up to 12 in a calendar month. Okay, so y'all let me know if you have any questions as we move along. I'm gonna read this right here. Category 5, fruit. All your fruit is in this category. Berries, apples, oranges, grapefruit, plums, grapes, bananas, peaches, pineapple, kiwi, and that's just some, obviously, y'all know that. Okay, if you want to eat some category 5 fruit, you must pair it with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. Okay, so Kimberly is asking on Zoom, is holiday one meal? Well, Kimberly, guess what? A holiday can be one meal or it can be all day hog trough. So whether you have one meal or whether you hog trough for a full day, it is still considered one holiday. Now, obviously, having one challah meal, we call it a challah meal, it's still a holiday. But even having one challah meal is much easier to recover from, Kimberly. Much easier to recover from one meal that wasn't on plan in a day than to have a full out hog trough day. Okay. I hope that makes sense. And yeah, so basically 6 days out of the month, you could do whatever you wanted to on those. But you know what? It's one of those things that as you're continuing to live and learn about this lifestyle and you start adjusting to it, in the beginning, you might be going like, I'm having a hog trough day. But then as you start to do this, you go, oh, no, no, no. That was too hard to recover from. That was too disappointing when I got on the scales. I'm going to have a perfect breakfast, a perfect lunch, and I'm going to have a challah meal for dinner for the event that I had something planned for. You know, you see what I'm saying? So that's where your mindset changes. I tell everybody, in Shibboleth, there are 2 modes. There's weight loss mode and there's maintenance mode. There are 3 differences in those 2 modes. One is how many holidays you can use in a month. Once you get to maintenance, you can use 12 if you want to. 2 is how you eat fruit, which we just went over that. Fruit can be eaten in maintenance as a snack by itself if you want to, but in weight loss, it must be combined. 3 is your mindset. I'm just going to tell you something right now. Your mindset is going to change so many times over your living this lifestyle. And mine has changed so many times over the course of a year that I've been in Shibboleth. Absolutely. And it will still continue to change. So category 5 must be combined with a category 1 and 2. So let's just talk about what that looks like. Let's say you want to have some fruit for breakfast. Then you need to have a lean protein and a fibrous carb. So maybe you make yourself an egg white spinach omelet, or maybe you have some 97% lean Canadian bacon, and well, let's just say that you use a fibrous carb bread, because guess what? We have over 60 approved bread or bread type items that qualify as the category 2. That is a hallelujah moment right there, I'm telling you, because people are not willing to give up their bread. You know, bread is not the best, and we really shouldn't. We should have the least of it as possible. But see, the thing is about Shibboleth, we take everything that people want to eat, and we'll tell you which ones work and which ones don't. And that is part of the beauty of having a membership with Shibboleth, is you don't have to worry about figuring it out. We've already told you. So maybe you have some toast and some Canadian bacon, and you can eat your fruit. Or maybe, like I said, you make an egg white spinach omelet, then you wouldn't even be having any bread at all, and then you can eat your fruit. Okay, let's see. Hey, hey, Elaine on Facebook. Watermelon is a 5. Yep, it's a fruit. Hey, Sheila Chesser. Okay, so we're going to scroll down a little bit more, and we're going to kind of move out of the combinations and talk about some other things that you can use. Now, we just started mentioning that breads. There are over 60 approved bread or bread type items in the category 2 fibrous carb category. And so here are some of the best ones. The La Tortilla Factory 50-calorie tortilla. We sell those at the Shibboleth store. The Olay Extreme Wellness High Fiber Tortilla. Healthy Life Bread, which I think is called Lewis now. I like the Sara Lee 45-calorie Delightful. Nature's Own Double Fiber Wheat Bread. Bran Crisp Bread. It's delicious. It's not really like a bread, though. It's more like a cracker. Healthy Life Hot Dog Buns, and Thomas Light 100-calorie English Muffins. So you can utilize all of those things as category 2s if you need to make sure that you pair with the right thing. You could use a piece of bread if you needed to. Okay, some approved sweeteners: stevia, Splenda, monk fruit, xylitol. Right here, I'm going to tell you, one of the things I love about Shibboleth is this. We meet every single person where they are in their journey of health. If you don't mind having an artificial sweetener, you can have it. If you're a person that says, I don't do artificial sweeteners, then don't have it. Okay, it's fine. You don't have to do it. And go back to that Hormel turkey spam. Let's say that you think, I would never eat Hormel turkey spam. Well, that's fine. You don't have to. But people that do eat Hormel turkey spam, then they can. We tell them how to do it. And that is what I love about this program. See, this program teaches everybody wherever they are in their journey and whatever their budget allows, how to lose weight. You do not have to be a rich person to do this program, and that's what I absolutely love. Okay, now let's look at approved beverages. Water, 0-calorie beverages of any type, unsweet or approved tea, and coffee, but only with approved sweeteners. Now, obviously, the water is the most important thing. You want to get in at least 64 ounces of water a day. Your goal is a gallon. So try to get that water in specifically. And you have to get at least 64 ounces in a day to call it a perfect day. Now, condiments, cheese. We're going to specifically look at cheese as a condiment. You can use up to 50 calories of it. Fat-free feta cheese, Kraft fat-free cheese, Borden fat-free cheese, Cabot extra light cheese, Laura Lynn fat-free cheese, Kroger brand fat-free cheese, and Lifetime fat-free cheese. Obviously, the fat-free is the best because it's going to not have any fat in there to go get collected if you happen to have a little bit of insulin in there from something, okay? Now, let me just tell you the ones I like and hear the best. Travis likes this Lifetime fat-free cheese the best, and he buys it from the Lifetime website. So Lifetime is what he likes. I personally like this Borden fat-free cheese. I haven't tried the Lifetime because I just haven't ordered it from the website. It's not our website, it's Lifetime's website. But what I found in the grocery stores that I like, this Borden fat-free cheese, the singles, oh my goodness, I don't know what they've done to that cheese, but it is good for a fat-free cheese, really good. And it's a single, okay? So I use that for my approved grilled cheeses and things like that. And then I like this Cabot extra light cheese because it's a block cheese. And what I do is I go ahead and I cut my cheese, that block cheese, into 50-calorie condiments. And then when I'm ready for a salad or something like that, and I just shred it over my salad, and I have some nicely shredded, flavorful cheese on my salad. Let's see, I've got a question. Yes, stevia is from a plant. Yes. But, oh, I said the wrong thing. I'm sorry, Christy. I meant Splenda. Forgive me, I'm sorry. I meant an artificial sweetener, but stevia is from a plant. I said the wrong thing. And thank you for calling me on that because I do say the wrong thing sometimes. And then Christine is asking, what category is the carbonara noodle? Which, by the way, is the noodle that I would use. If I wanted to use some noodles, I would use the carbonara noodles, or I would use the Explore Cuisine black bean noodles. They look like worms. Got to get over that. They taste great, though. And then the mung bean. The Explore Cuisine pastas are a category 1 and 2 together. Christine, the carbonara noodles are a category 1, 2, and 3 all together. So what that says to you is that you do not want to use a category 4 with it. So if you're going to do something with those carbonara noodles, it needs to be a lean protein or a shellfish with it, nothing that's in the protein plus fat. Okay. And then Kimberly's asking what grocery store. Well, what I bought recently was at Publix. So at Publix, I found the Borden fat-free cheese and the Cabot extra light cheese. You're welcome, Christy and Christine. Okay, and Kimberly, let me just tell you some other cheeses that you can use. So I just went to Kroger. Every single thing that was on my list was at Kroger. Everything. I thought, oh, awesome. So I bought Baby Bell Light, the little Baby Bell Light. You can use those. Now those, yeah, they're no more than 50 calories, so you can use them as a condiment. The other thing is I bought the Laughing Cow Swiss light cheese. It's that little wedge cheese that comes in the circle. You can use that too, because it's only 30 calories. I actually find I don't even need that whole thing. That's a lot. So I take the wedge. See, this is not something I would have done before Shibboleth, but before Shibboleth, I would have eaten the whole wedge. I cut the wedge in half and put part of it in a container because I found that I don't need the whole wedge. And so, see, I save a lot of money by doing those little kind of things when I don't even really need them, and it saves me calories. So you can also do that Laughing Cow light cheese. So hopefully that helps, Kimberly. There should be some of those, but I shopped at Publix most recently, and at Kroger, I bought those other 2 kinds. At Kroger, by the way, I never see the Borden fat-free cheese at Kroger. And I've never seen the Cabot extra light cheese at Kroger. Typically, when I first started Shibboleth, I was buying the Borden fat-free cheese and the Cabot extra light cheese. I was buying those at Ingles. But I recently went into Publix and found them both there. And then when I went to Kroger just recently, I bought the Baby Bell Light little rounds and then the little wedges, the Laughing Cow Light. Make sure you do the light ones, okay? And Bo on Facebook saying Cabot all the way. Hey, Katinka and Alice, my friend Alice. Alice is so supportive, y'all. Oh my goodness, Alice is just so supportive. Okay, now let's have a look right here at this lean protein milk. So you can have 8 ounces up to 16 ounces of fat-free Fairlife milk, Kroger Carb Master milk, or hemp milk. I want to explain why these milks work when other milks don't. So a skim milk doesn't work. These milks do work. The reason these milks work is because there's added protein in these milks where there's not added proteins in a fat-free milk or like a skim milk, okay? That's why skim milk doesn't work. So before, in your previous life, before Shibboleth, you might have been thinking, I'm gonna do skim milk and it'll help me lose weight, and you're having that on your cereal. Well, here's the thing. That cereal is starchy, so it's putting forth an insulin release. Even though you had that skim milk in there, you might eat some other thing later that was fatty, and so the starch from the cereal is going to pick that up, that fatty stuff you eat later. But that's why you want to make sure that if you're going to have milk, you have milk with added protein. So that's why these milks are the ones that we recommend. Fat-free Fairlife milk can be found just about anywhere. Kroger obviously is wherever Kroger's are, but they have vanilla and chocolate and original flavor, and I really like them. tonight at dinner, I had a little bit of chocolate milk as a category 1. If you're having it as a category 1, you can do up to 8 ounces. So if you're having it as a component of a meal, you could do 8 ounces, which is a cup. But if you're drinking this milk just as the meal itself, you could do 16 ounces. Hey, Polly, on Facebook. Okay, now let's talk about some breadings and some flours. Coconut flour, Carb Quick flour, Bob's textured vegetable protein, and almond flour. I'm going to visit the Carb Quick real quick and spend my most time here. Carb Quick is amazing. Y'all heard of Bisquick, right? Well, don't use Bisquick anymore. Use Carb Quick because it will not make you gain weight used in the proper way, okay? And Carb Quick is considered a category 2, which is awesome. It is a fibrous carb. And so you want to make sure that you use Carb Quick in the right way. Whatever you do, do not use the recipes that are on the box. Use only recipes from our recipe library because all the other Shibboleth components were taken into account when those recipes were created, but the recipes on the Carb Quick box were not. They didn't take in Shibboleth rules, okay? But Carb Quick, I make biscuits with it and pancakes with it and bagels with it, and I bread chicken with it, and you can bread okra with it and fry that up in your air fryer, and it's like having okra, fried okra. It's delicious. So that's really, really nice. And then some cereals to get you started if you're a cereal eater, Kashi Go Lean Original, Kay's Natural Cereal, and Hilo Nutritious Living. We sell this Kay's Natural Cereal at the Shibboleth store. I really like the French vanilla flavor. It's so, so good. So you could do that. A cup up to 1.5 cups with your proper milk, all right? I'm not gonna reread these condiments because we've already gone over condiments. And we're starting to wrap this up, so if y'all have any questions, please type them in. Yeah, Bo is asking if unsweetened almond milk is a no. There are ways to use unsweetened almond milk, but it does not have the protein that's needed in it, okay? So what if you needed to use almond milk for some reason, then you might want to ask Kim Shibboleth in the Shibboleth Fixed It group how to use the almond milk, because it is approved, okay? It is approved. It's just that it doesn't have as much protein in it to offset any starchiness. But it can be used if you have problems with the other milks. We just got to make sure that we know how. All right, so let's look down here. Last but not least, restaurants. And I am not going to go over that full list of restaurants. I'm going to tell you how I want you to do this and give you my best tips. First of all, every meat at a restaurant needs to be considered a category 4, even if it's a chicken. And chicken is a category 1. At a restaurant, you do not know what oils they cooked that chicken in. Therefore, it turned a lean protein into a protein plus fat. Because remember, steak is really just a protein plus fat. But if you take a lean protein and you cook fat into it, it is now a protein plus fat. So all meat at a restaurant is considered a category 4. That way you keep yourself safe, because you know you're not going to order any energy carbs with it. You're not going to order fruit with it or superfood with it. You know you're going to order, to keep yourself safe, you're going to order a category 2 fibrous carb with it. But I also want to let you know, at a restaurant, if you wanted surf and turf, you wanted to do steak and lobster, you can do that. But you're just going to make sure that you order a fibrous carb with it. And if you want some chicken and some steak, you can do that. You're just going to order your fibrous carb with it. You're still going to use your 2-hand rule though, okay? All right, and then, but let's talk about other specific restaurants. There's a lot here on this list, but this is how I want you to do this. I want you to go to our restaurant guide. In the restaurant guide, look up the restaurants that you frequent the most. Scroll down the list and see what you've eaten there in the past. Open that up. Just because it says what you've eaten there in the past doesn't mean that it can be ordered exactly the way that they prepare it. Open that up, read it, because you might need to take a piece of bread with you. You might need to take your own tortilla with you. Now, if you don't care if you have the bread or the tortilla, then you won't have to worry about it. But it specifically will say how you can eat something. So in order to familiarize yourself with these things before you go to a restaurant and you get prepared, spend some time looking at the restaurant guide to the restaurants that you frequent the most and figure that out. It also may help you try some new things at these restaurants. But I'm going to go over just a few right here. Chick-fil-A, and I always go over the Chick-fil-A one because it's a really, really popular restaurant. And the fact that I like for people to understand that if you get to the end of the day and you are picking the kids up from school and you are getting off of work and you're doing all those things that you could get stressed out about, and you go, I don't have time to make anything, I'm going to run through a fast food restaurant. Well, a lot of fast food restaurants work. You just have to know what to order ahead of time, because you want to make sure that you can order it reasonably quickly at a fast food restaurant, right? So that's why I always tell people, look at these restaurants and see how you need to order something before you get there so that you don't get flustered and throw up your hands and order your own favorite, okay? So you are going to then go to Chick-fil-A or wherever. I'm going to use Chick-fil-A for an example. You're going to go to Chick-fil-A and you're going to get to eat some of your old favorites with one change. You can have nuggets. If you want grilled nuggets, you can eat up to 12. If you want fried nuggets, you can do up to 8. So if you're willing to give up 4 nuggets to do the fried, then you can have fried. I'm always willing to give up 4 nuggets to get fried. Okay. You can also do the grilled filet sandwich, the fried filet sandwich, the spicy filet sandwich, no bun, obviously, just the filet, okay? But instead of ordering French fries, order the side salad. Order the side salad. They're so good. Order it with light Italian dressing and just drizzle it. You don't need to douse it, just drizzle it. And then I order a lemonade with it. Now, just FYI, any 0-calorie drink would work, but I order lemonade because I like Chick-fil-A's lemonade. But here's the thing, their lemonade, even though the diet lemonade says diet, it is not 0-calorie. It has 50 calories in it. So if you know you're going to eat at Chick-fil-A, that is considered an extra, okay, an extra. So you get 1 extra a day if you want or need it, okay? Obviously in weight loss, and if you could leave off an extra, it's great. And then let's look at Mexican restaurant. Bowl of chicken soup, no rice. 3 soft chicken tacos, but use your own tortilla. McDonald's, you can have a 1/4 pounder on your own bread. Wendy's, this is a really popular one. A small chili over a side salad, which is really, really popular, and then so forth. I'll let y'all look at that. Christy Cox says that that Burger King does not offer the grilled chicken anymore. Oh, bummer. Well, any place that orders grilled chicken will work, so you can do that. Good night, Vicki. Vicki's telling everybody good night. She's got to go, but we are wrapping up right here. But I just want you to know that you can do this program because on this program, you combine simple foods together on the plate using the combination rule. You do that, and you are applying the #1 secret. You are applying the #1 secret to weight reduction. The #1 secret to weight reduction is controlling insulin. The second component of weight reduction is calories. #1 is the insulin. Now, before Shibboleth, you may not have known that. You might not have known that at all. You're going, okay, I've tried to cut my calories. I'm not losing weight, but you didn't know what to do. Well, now you do know what to do. You combine your foods in the right way and you cut the calories to because you portion control, and you're going to lose weight. And you're going to eat some good stuff. Y'all also embrace, we didn't even go over this tonight, but if you are in the new member fast track group or in the second chance group, go and look at my 10 favorite meal replacements, because meal replacements really do give you that simple choice, that easy, simple choice. And they're also the things that make you feel like you're having a candy bar and you're not. They're the things that bring back the chocolate into your life if you'd cut it out thinking you weren't supposed to eat it, and you're actually losing weight doing it. So the other thing about a meal replacement is this. Meal replacements are excellent for weight loss because they are highly controlling the calories. Because, you know, when you put stuff under your hand, you still have some leeway with how many calories maybe are under that. But if you are eating a Power Crunch bar, you know that was 200 calories. Because it said it on the wrapper. Okay, Christy has a question. Oh, such great info. Do the new member fast track videos pick up or you leave off after these 2 sessions? If not, where do we go next to learn more? Okay, so this is what you're going to do. Christy, did you do the day 2 post this morning? Awesome. Bo on Facebook. Hey, Dawn on Facebook. And Bo on Facebook said he had a single at Wendy's tonight with no bread, wrapped in lettuce and no cheese. Great job, Bo. And I love a Wendy's single. They're good. And I love a lettuce wrapped burger too. And Alicia says that she loves salsa at the Mexican restaurants. What would you substitute and bring there with you? Well, you could bring some bonitos, and bonitos would be considered your extra, or you can have them cut up some bell peppers. And if you're doing bell peppers, you actually could do a little bit of cheese dip. I hope that helps. Okay. So every single day there is a post. I'm going to show you. Let's go right here to Facebook. The new member fast track group. And if you're in a second chance group, it's exactly the same. So this new member fast track group, if it goes there, come on. There we go. This morning, this post came out. And what this post says is it's part 1 of day 2, because what we're doing right now is part 2 of day 2. And there's a, I don't know what that is. Oh, that right there, that YouTube video is this one right here. Okay, so it tells you watch the fast track orientation video, which if you did last night, you did that. And videos, oh, no. These videos right here are what you should do. These are the fast track videos. So these are just links to the fast track videos. If you are not a new member, you won't be able to get to this one right here, which is no big deal. You don't need it. Okay, but you would be able to get to this one and this one. But it's the fast track videos. And honestly, the fast track videos, there's only 14 of them, and it takes less than 1 hour to watch them all. So you can watch them all in one fell swoop, okay? And then it tells you right here, find the 10 blue links above the fast track videos. Open and print what you need. See, this is, I created this group to be an education group. It's almost like a textbook. It is step by step what you can do today through this week to help you have success. And then it says confirm your email. In your profile tab, you will see confirmed or not confirmed. If you see not confirmed, please click it and check your email to confirm. And then edit and complete your profile, including weight and measurements. And then I wanted you to comment right here with a lean protein and fibers carb combo that you would like to eat. And by commenting there, I know that you've hopefully done this video and paid attention. So when you click on this video here, it's me showing you how to find the 10 blue links, showing me how to confirm your email, and me showing you how to edit your profile. So each day a post comes out like this, and some of them are going to show you how to use the food library. Some are going to show you how to use the grocery cart and the list and all kinds of stuff. Okay, so these are really, really important. And I do know that people are not watching them because I see the numbers on YouTube, and they are not. I don't have as many numbers on here as I do on these videos. These videos get watched pretty good. They start to wane towards the end, and it takes less than an hour to watch all 14 of them. Okay, and then this video, let's see how long this video is. Let's click here. So this video is 7 minutes long. So a little bit, 7 minutes. So I mean 7 minutes to learn something that's important enough for you to know for the rest of your life. Okay, so I want y'all to work through those videos every day. They come out every day. And I hope that helps. Okay, and then Christy, after that, oh, let me get my chat back. Where'd my chat go? Because Christy was asking where to go next. Okay, so after you have watched all of the fast track videos and you've worked through day 1 through day 7 of the Fast Track week, to continue your learning, you can go and watch Travis's original daily doses that are found in the video library. And what I love about Travis is he's crazy fun to watch because he gets so excited about it. I mean, Travis, I had 50 pounds to lose and that wasn't any fun, but do you know Travis lost 130 pounds 20 years ago with the help of the Lord coming up with this program, and he has kept that off for 20 years, okay? Most people have a hard time keeping weight off. Now, at least our program is one of those that is sustainable because you're buying regular food at the grocery store, you know how to combine it, you're using the #1 secret, and we have our great community to do it together. So watch Travis because he's funny and engaging, and you want to watch the original daily doses after this. So this week, Fast Track. I want y'all to go and make your mentor appointment for next week. That way, if you have any questions, you can ask your mentor next week, and then start watching those daily doses. Now, it takes about 3 hours to watch the daily doses. So that's why we wanted to shorten this and have a 1-week program for new people. And then to continue your learning, you can go to Travis, okay? Awesome. Thank you, Christy. Thank you. And I hope and pray that y'all do each and every one of these things and just really, really dig in, because once you've got this down, it becomes second nature and you won't even be thinking about it at all. You won't be thinking about it. It'll just be what you do, and it's going to be good. It's going to be real good. Hey, Rachel, hadn't seen you in a while. And hey, Charlene. I know before, I was calling you Deborah when I saw that pop up, but I know it's Charlene. I'm sorry. So we're going to hop off of here and just let us know if you need anything at all. And like Christy and I were talking last night, if you don't get the notifications that a post has come out in the new member Fast Track group, just know that you need to go there and check it. Or she said she was going to go there and make sure that she got notifications from that group, because it's important enough to work through, I promise you. So you're welcome, Marianne and Jill, you're welcome. And just let's stay in touch. And you can like the public page on Facebook. I go live there Monday through Friday. We talk a lot about how many perfect days we're having and all kinds of great stuff. I love that. So y'all can join me there. It'll always be before 8 a.m. And you could like the Shibby Show on Instagram, and on YouTube, you could like Kim Danke. It's real easy. It's just Kim Danke, my name. And my name is D-A-H. H doesn't say anything. D-A-H-N-K-E. Kim Danke, not donkey, okay? And then you can like Travis's YouTube page. And those are some other ways to make sure that you're getting all of the information. You're welcome. You're welcome, Deborah. Awesome. Well, I love you guys, and I hope to see you in the morning on the Shibby Show. Bye.